I do have one question.
Yeah. There we go.
I saw on the video that you were ridiculed for your what makes you think you wouldn't be ridiculed when you went to the Senate?
Well, I mean, I've been ridiculed for a lot of things over the years. I mean, I started.
I should put it that way. What makes you think they'll listen to you?
Yeah, well, I think I have a good track record. I mean, I started my career in the investment business, warning people about the dot-com bubble, trying to get people to sell their internet stocks before they collapsed. And most people didn't listen to me. A few people did, and they were very grateful. And many that didn't ended up opening up accounts with me. And that's how I built my business, off of the reputation I established being right on the tech stocks. And then I began warning about the bigger bubble in the housing market and in the economy. I was warning about the coming bankruptcy of financial institutions, of Fannie and Freddie. I mean, I warned about the bankruptcy of General Motors. I mean, years before it happened. You know, I was on hundreds and hundreds. This is there. You go on YouTube. I was on television every week, whether it was CNN, whether it was Fox, whether it was CNBC, for 3 or 4 years. Every single week I was on. They would bring me on, and I would be the bear, and I would argue about that we had a phony economy, that a crash was coming, that it was going to be the worst recession since the Great Depression, and everybody argued with me. I mean, sometimes they'd bring me on to debate somebody, and I'd end up debating the host. Nobody agreed with me, but again, I was proven right on all these forecasts, and I think I can bring that track record that's well documented in video, in writing, to Washington, and contrast that with the track records of Ben Bernanke, of Timothy Geithner, which are just as wrong. I mean, Ben Bernanke was wrong in every forecast he ever made about anything that had to do with the economy. Yet, people still listen to him like he knows what he's talking about. And so I think I can show people that I know what I'm talking about, I understand economics, and try to convince the other senators of the gravity of this situation. Right? That this is not just business as usual. We can't just worry about politics and getting reelected. The country is at stake, our finances, we are on the verge of an economic collapse. We really are. What happened in 2008 was not the end of it. That was the beginning. It was the tip of a very big iceberg. There is a lot beneath the surface, and unfortunately, all the government did is make the problem worse. We did exactly what Bush did when he got into office. Bush came into office in 2001. He inherited a bursting NASDAQ bubble. What did he do? Did he let it deflate? Did he just stay out and let the recession run its course, which is what capitalism would teach us to do? Cure the imbalances of the boom? No. We stimulated the economy artificially with cheap money and deficit spending, and we inflated the housing bubble. And we sowed the seeds of what happened in 2008. And now we're in a much bigger ditch because of that stimulus. But what are we doing? Did we learn from our mistakes? No. We're repeating them on a grander scale. Now we're blowing up a government bubble. It's much bigger than the dot-com bubble or the housing bubble, and it's much more destructive for our economy. And we're about to, when that bubble bursts, and it's going to happen soon, it's going to happen early in my term in the U.S. Senate. It might even start before the election, for all I know. The dollar bubble is going to burst, and that's going to be it. Deficits are going to run out of control. The dollar's going to collapse, as I said. Runaway inflation, sky-high interest rates. And then the government's really going to usurp power in that environment. And we can't let that happen. And I think I've got the ability to articulate that. I can express economics in very simple language. I think so simple that even our congressman can understand it. And I hope I can do it, because if I can't, then we're in even worse trouble. Yeah.
I think that's out of time now.
Oh, that's it? 2, 3 questions? I normally get a lot of questions. All right.
You answered them.
All right, well, thanks, everybody. If you want to get more information on my campaign, go to my website at schiffforsenate.com. I have an opinion on just about everything. And most of the stuff is very controversial. I step on every political third rail. So anything you want to know about me is on my website. You put my name into YouTube, put my name into Google. There's more stuff on the internet about me than anybody running in any office, in any state, probably about all the other candidates combined. So there's plenty of stuff that goes way back. I have a long documented record, so you can learn all about me before you vote for me.
Fiscally conservative. Are you socially conservative as well?
Well, I believe that the social issues, when you're talking about abortion and talking about marriage, These are states' rights issues. I'm a very firm believer in the Constitution. I believe that the federal government has very limited powers. Unfortunately, it's operating outside. We pledged allegiance before the meeting started to the United States, the republic for which it stands, not the democracy. It's a republic, and it was supposed to be a republic. And the federal government is supposed to have very few enumerated powers. And the social issues are to be handled on the state's level. And that's how I would approach it as a United States Senator. The Senate should be silent. The federal government should be silent on those issues and leave them to the states and to the people where they belong.